Hello everybody, this is Peter the Rock. It's Sunday between 3 and 4. It's the 27th of October and I'm just starting off by showing you a lake because I want to rotate in a clockwise direction. I always come over all John Major, and here it is. Here is the viaduct. Nothing going on. It's a Sunday, and in the foreground is, as you will know, dear viewer, the Grand Union Canal. Rather pretentious name, but they had to call it the Union Canal because it linked up things. So it was uniting, I suppose. They could have called it the slightly big uniting canal, but the committee fell out and they called it the Grand Union Canal. Now, I'm surmising. Now, the reason I'm filming this, well, there's several reasons. One is that I wanted to go somewhere else, and I went to Harrow, and the trains are chaotic, and I had to give up, and I had to come back. And I thought, I'll go along my old friend, the Grand Union Canal, and see what I can see of the HS2 viaduct. But you'd think, well, that could be a bit boring because he's done that before. But have I really filmed it so pristine and so well reflected in the canal? I don't think so. The wonderful thing about walking along the canal on a Sunday wearing a scarf like this, here is a bit of the scarf, you can all see that, is that people think, oh, you know, he's quite a poor old bloke, let's have a chat to him. And they've asked directions. One couple asked directions. They wanted to get to Denham Station, so hello to you. And I've seen another couple who had a very long chat about the viaduct. And I've just met a couple called Mike and Amy. And Mike was a roadie with Manic Street Preachers, I think, at some point. And of course, I was a roadie, as I've mentioned in previous videos, quite possibly, but only briefly. Have I mentioned it, and only briefly was I it? So we had that in common. And the great thing is, if you walk along a canal and you bump into people, they're very friendly, and you can get chatting and usually find something in common. The previous couple, I've met 3 couples in the last half hour. The previous couple were from Harrow, and I forgot, yes, Phil and Marie from Harrow. And as we were chatting, hello Phil and Marie, if you ever see a Peter the Rock video, this is me. Phil and Marie from Harrow. As we were chatting, a plane flew overhead, and she immediately said, oh, that's a 747 or something, and tapped a couple of taps on her app, and it says it was an A380 Singapore Airlines. I was just so impressed with that you can get apps that tell you what planes are going overhead. There haven't been any planes since. But they reckoned it was circling to land at Heathrow. It's come all the way from Singapore, which almost coincidentally is where the launching girder nearly came from. It came from Hong Kong. You know, well, it's not that much of a coincidence. I suppose to actually bump into a fellow roadie, quite a tall chap, was a bit of a coincidence, but we didn't want to sort of exchange roadie banter. We moved on, or perhaps they didn't want to. But interestingly, here we are at the site of where there used to be what I call the engineer's footbridge. That might be a bit ahead of me, might be one part of it. Seems to be a camera pointing at me. I think just the other side of it is something I call a Dalek, which is a motion sensor camera machine. Oh, there it is, over there. You can just see it's lit up, and if you walk past that on the other side of the canal, It does make a lot of noise and flashes lights, as I have shown you in a previous video. Now it seems to be actually, you can hear it just about. It seems to be permanently flashing. Perhaps it's picking me up this side of the canal, which seems a bit of a waste of energy, because what possible problem could I be to the great HS2 project? Now, for those of you in the future, 2100, 2200, who were wondering what it was like to be at the construction of the HS2 Colne Valley viaduct, I hope I've given you some idea with my videos. But everybody that I met 3 couples, as I say, in the last half hour. The Dalek has gone silent, and everybody quite likes the engineering, the lines, the design of this viaduct. And it's quite possibly the best part of the whole of the HS2 route, I think, although I've obviously not seen more than a mile or 2 of it. It's quite nice explaining to people some facts. Although I'm an amateur at all this, I do know a few facts, like, for example, the viaduct is 2.1 miles long and making it the longest bridge in the UK. And people's eyes don't even glaze over. They obviously try very hard not to, but there you go. So the canal itself is quite beautiful at the moment. No ducks here. It's very tranquil, very still. Nothing much going on. As soon as I get my plane recognition app, which I may or may not do, probably will do, I can tell what that plane is that I can hear. But the funny thing is, they saw a helicopter last weekend or the weekend before, and were able to find out something about it. As you know, dear viewer, if you've seen my Watford video, Casiaberry Park, where there was a helicopter, it's the same helicopter. So it's great to have sort of word of mouth, talk to people, exchange ideas, and find out what's going on. Now, there's a chap over there just walking along the London Loop, and let's see if as he goes past the Dalek, yes, it is lighting up, and it is making a noise. Yes, it doesn't like the look of him, and he's looking around. He's wondering, why is that lighting up? Is it because of me? And he's moving a bit briskly, in case some sort of a gun or something, peeps out from the the Dalek and obliterates him, and we'd never know what had happened to him. So thank you, stranger walking on the other side of the canal, for demonstrating how the Dalek people-sensitive device opposite works. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. It's Sunday, the 27th of October. This is Peter the Rock. Both me and the Dalek are signing off now. Smile, like, subscribe, press the bell, whatever. It doesn't cost anything, and there's no money in it for me. I'm purely amateur. You can see the bend of the viaduct here. So this is a good point. If you ever fancy a walk along a Sunday, you can bump into some really friendly, nice people and learn a little bit from each one, and just enjoy a Sunday afternoon. There's a nice view of the curvature of the viaduct. Thanks a lot for watching. Cheers.